What's good, people? I'm Escudo, and tonight we're going to be watching another one of my favorite fights of all time. We're going to be watching Barkley versus Roberto Duran, hands of stone himself. Alright, so here we go. Let's start the introductions.
He's wearing the black trunks with gold letters and weighs 156 and 1/4 pounds. He's from Panama City in Panama. As a professional, he's 84-7, 61 KOs. He's the former lightweight
Jesus
champion
Christ.
of the world, the former
61 knockouts.
welterweight champion of the world, the former junior middleweight champion of the world. Señores y señoras, los manos de piedras, Roberto Duran.
Alright, so Roberto Duran started up an incredibly poor kid in Panama. His father was a Mexican American who was in the Navy serving as one of the guards for the Panama Canal, and he left. He just sort of went back home and was required to pay no child support due to some fucked up treaty we have with the Panamanians. So Duran grew up in absolute abject poverty. He worked from a very young age on the streets of Panama, hustling, doing whatever he had to get by, shining shoes, delivering newspapers, dancing, fighting, whatever the hell he had to do to feed himself and his family. As a very young kid, he was doing this. And he got discovered by an amazing trainer, and this trainer started working with him on boxing, and Duran was just a natural. He started off as a lightweight turned pro in 1968, won the title, lost to Esteban de Jesus, but it was one of those fights where like he kind of came in out of shape, and Roberto Duran has a habit of doing that. Did it in that first fight with de Jesus. Did it in the second fight with Sugar Ray Leonard in what was sort of one of the defining moments of the sport when he quit. Now, that first fight was an incredible, just back and forth war. One that took place primarily on the inside, and one that Roberto Duran unquestionably got the better of. Sugar Ray, who was a quick-handed, fleet of foot, just a brilliant boxer with ridiculous hand speed. In the second fight, Roberto Duran ate his way up to something like 200 pounds. The fight was supposed to take place at 160. And Don King called with an $8 million offer for him to rematch Sugar Ray. And he took it. And he lost because he was really out of shape, and Sugar Ray was just on fire that night. That was a beautiful fight from Sugar Ray. But, when he quit, a lot of people turned their back on him. Like, they thought he was done as a fighter. And they could not have been more wrong. His promoter dropped him. His corner left him. The people of Panama, who once viewed him as a national hero, now viewed him as a national disgrace. But they could not have been more wrong. He went up from 147, where he fought Sugar Ray, to 154, and just destroyed a big, strong, hard-hitting guy by the name of Davey Moore. Now, Duran went up in weight class yet again. He was the best lightweight ever to live, but as he went up in weight, the size started to tell on him. He got knocked fucking cold by Tommy Hearns, who is a guy who is 6'2", and I just had a fucking rocket for a right hand. Fast as shit too. Tommy Hearns is the guy I base my personal style on when it comes to boxing. But Roberto Duran went up again, fought Marvin Hagler to a very close decision, one that not a lot of people gave Duran any kind of shot to beat Marvin Hagler, because Marvin Hagler was a big, strong, durable, hard-hitting guy with a really awkward style. But so here we are, a few months after the Hagler fight, and Duran challenging once again for the 160-pound belt. Now let's see the champion.
And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with red trim, he weighs an even 159 pounds. He's from the Bronx in New York City. His professional record, 25-4, 16 KOs. He won the championship with a sensational knockout of Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Ladies and gentlemen, the WBC middleweight champion of the world, Iran, the Blade, Barkley.
Now, Iran Barkley has kind of a similar story to Duran, that he grew up absolutely dirt poor in the Bronx. As a young man, he was a criminal. He joined a street gang known as the Black Spades, and he was an active member until someone took an interest to him and said, "Hey kid, you have talent. If you work on it, we can make you into something great." And Iran Barkley got his shit together. He got his life together and became a very good boxer. He's not quite at like the top level legacy wise when you look at Hall of Fame talent, but he has fought some wars with some of the greatest fighters ever to live, this one included. He knocked out Thomas Hearns to take the middleweight belt, and he would do it again a couple years later. He's actually the only guy to stop Thomas Hearns twice. And for a guy who really isn't considered an all-time great, it's weird. You know, he has a good style for Hearns, though. He's a very durable, very powerful puncher. He's got good power in his right hand, but his left hook is a fucking sledgehammer, right? Like he connects on that, and people will just go to sleep. He's not the best boxer, but he's a huge middleweight. He is huge for this weight. And Roberto Duran is very small. Like I said, Roberto Duran started as a lightweight. So, once again, just like Tony Girov, we have another instance of an older, crafty veteran going up to face a bigger, stronger, younger guy. Alright, so let's do this shit.
When I say break, give me a clean break. If you got break, they don't bring clean break, okay? That's how, man. It's not regular dentro or simply a quick me commands, okay? You can take hands down, good luck. Come on. Hey, come on, Iran, come on, shake hands.
Iran wanted nothing to do with the glove touch. Another throwback to fucking my first video, Tony Girov. Tony don't want to touch gloves either.
It's not a seat to be had in this convention hall. And everybody pumped up to see that man, Roberto Duran, try and win his 4th title, and to see if Iran, the Blade Barkley, can defend his WBC.
Barkley comes out jabbing. Duran comes out giving ground. Slipping the jab, trying to counter jab with his arm. Duran shows some good footwork to get off the ropes. As a smaller guy, you don't want to be on the ropes, especially against a hitter like Iran Barkley. That dude's fucking whack. Duran starts throwing out these little jabs, moving his feet, staying out of the range of the taller fighter, which is strange. It's not something you see a lot of shorter fighters do. But he's trying to stay out because he wants to draw Barkley into a boxing match. He doesn't want to go in there and swing wild with this cat. Barkley's got power. And just as I say that, right, goes in and starts swinging wild with this cat. Throw fucking hooks to the body, hook to the head. Trying to catch that right hand to the body. Duran steps in with a jab. Duran just throwing those lazy half-ass jabs to try and draw a response from Barkley, and he gets one that time. Barkley tried the cross counter. Duran slipped it, went to the body with the right hand, used his feet to get out of range before anything could connect.
No matter how the fight ends, they're going to shake hands and probably hug each other, and it's over. You gain respect during the fight.
Duran, good head movement. Avoiding those jabs.
Maybe that will happen, but we'll see.
Stop throwing that lazy jab again.
Iran Barkley, of course, we've chronicled how he
It's good though. He's smart with it. What he's trying to do is draw a counter. So he can do basically what he did in that sequence I just talked about. He wants to throw the jab and get something coming back at him so he can duck it, get inside, and hit the body or the head. Straight left hooks to the body.
Earlier today we were talking, you thought Iran Barkley should test the body of Duran. He's starting to do that.
Well, as I said, if I was training...
Barkley throws 4 jabs. Duran just slips them all.
Nothing but that body. The head would take care of itself. Because Roberto was too slick.
Roberto with the 1-2.
To hit on the head.
Ooh, nice left hook inside the right hand.
We don't know.
That left hook from Barkley is a fucking...
It's a 20-foot ring, but they're not using much
missile,
of it.
brother.
Barkley, the 28-year-old from the Bronx.
Ooh, shit. See, that's why he was throwing those jabs.
He is hurt. Oh,
He could get Barkley to jab back at him, just slip the jab, and then come over the top with a cross counter. The right hand over the jab is one of the most damaging punches you can land on a guy, because they have their weight committed forward, so it creates a collision, as opposed to if you're trying to hit something that's going away, you're not going to get as much power on it. But if you hit something and they're both heading in the same direction, it's a bad collision. Like if you're on the highway, let's watch this shit again.
Slips the punch.
Right over the top. Beautiful shit. But if you're on the highway, right? Say you're going 65 miles an hour down the highway, and somebody hits you in the back and they were going 75, it's not going to be as bad as 2 cars going in opposite directions at 40 miles an hour. That head-on collision is the worst. And that's what Roberto Duran just created, using that jab and using his excellent defense to open up that counter punch right there.
Trying to hang on to his WBC middleweight title. He felt the power of Duran in the first round, and in round 2.
We talked about the emotion of Barkley, how he wanted to get even for his friend David Moore. But he is fighting a controlled fight now. He's not going wild, moving in behind the jab.
It's a very good point, Gil, and a little different of the first round that
Duran
we'd see from
still working that jab. Sometimes he's half-assing it to draw a counter, sometimes he's serious with it. And that is, variation is one of the most important things on being able to consistently land a good jab. Duran Barkley tries to double up on the left hook, throw on the body, one to the head. Duran steps away from it. Good footwork from Duran. Duran lands one to the body.
A lot of big title matches in recent years. But he's off to a good start in this one.
Duran, they trade.
But it does not move Duran back. This one will be warfare.
They trade punches, man. Ooh. Barkley goes to the body, Duran goes to the head. Both land hard left hooks.
See the fire of Iran Barkley coming out now, but Duran not backing up.
Barkley banging away at that body. Going the left-right combination to the body, and then following it up with a right hand over the top of that body shot.
Halfway through round 2, and this fight is all that it was billed as. Duran going downstairs.
Oof. Going inside. Duran's really pushing Barkley more now. He's trying to get into him, get inside, where he thinks the speed advantage is going to tell. Because, Barkley's a big hitter, don't get me wrong, but Duran has a very solid chin, and his skills on the inside are just unparalleled. Ooh, Barkley lands the hook. Jab, Duran working the foot, working the safety lead, which is a step to the left as you jab. Take yourself off the line of your opponent's jab. Ooh, Barkley's working some nice infighting now. Duran's just laying on the ropes. Barkley lands a combination. Duran comes back though. Overhand right.
a good round for Barkley to this point, though Duran is landing his share also right now.
It's a good fight, man.
Right hand.
Round 2.
Its mouth is not
Just round 2 and already getting after it like this. Usually, you don't see fighters do this until like the 3rd or 4th round. Usually there's some sort of feeling out process, but no, we've had Duran has already stunned Barkley in the 1st, and Barkley is stepping it up in the 2nd. I think Duran took the 1st, Barkley took the 2nd.
He does look a bit tired. As you look at this man, he came here, obviously, to turn this into a war.
Also, I'd just like to point out that Roberto Duran is 37 years old at this point. This isn't even prime Roberto Duran. This is Roberto Duran after, what was it, 85 fights? Something like that. A lot, including, you know, a horrifying knockout at the hands of Thomas Hearns and a brutal war with Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, normally when you have those two events happen in your career, it takes something out of you. Every knockdown, I mean every knockout, every beatdown wears on you. So for Duran to be still fighting at this level, as aggressively as he is, at this age, it's incredible. Barkley working that jab. Duran firing back, parrying Barkley's counter jabs away with that right hand. Ducking underneath the left hook.
Denigrate the boxing skills of Iran Barkley. Talk mostly about his power and his courage, but he's showing us more of the boxing skills tonight.
Trying that jab to the body left hook from Barkley, which is a very nasty. Ooh, Barkley tries the jab, but Duran uses the pull counter. That's something that those of you who've watched Floyd Mayweather, he does that a lot, where he'll turn his head off to the side, make the punch miss by just a couple inches, then come back with the right hand of his own. And the pull counter is a super damaging punch. And Duran followed it up with the left hook, which is something Floyd tends not to do. Floyd is a more defensive fighter. He'll throw the pull counter and then duck his head to get out to the side in anticipation of a left hook or a right hand coming back. But Duran's more aggressive with it. Duran working the body. You guys clinch out.
We're halfway through round 3, a round in which the pace has slowed just a bit, but not much. And it needed to, for both fighters' sake.
Trading jabs. Ooh, Duran, nice jab. Couple nice jabs. Duran goes inside and the two bang away at each other's bodies.
What a man this Roberto Duran is.
He's in against the guy who physically is
Barkley is doing a good job working the body, but he's not getting out of the way. He's coming forward, but he's forgetting to move his head after his combinations, and it's getting him caught on the back end. Ooh. Barkley comes forward, cracks, and Roberto Duran just stares him fucking down. Oh my god. Duran has an amazing chin, especially for a guy at his age.
The real power of Barkley is probably in his left hook, although Tommy Hearns was nailed with the big right.
Duran taking his time now, moving around a bit. Ooh. Duran hits him with the right hand, left hook. And Duran smiles at him. There's another slower pace round, but at the end, they both really picked it up at the end there. That's a tough round to score. I think I'm going to go with Barkley, because they probably landed about the same amount of punches, but Barkley seemed to be more aggressive and doing a better job of controlling the fight than Duran was. His corner, Barkley's corner, is telling him to
Barkley had some excellent
right off the power
inside.
and just land on Duran. Just be faster. Oh, that's that pull counter followed by the left hook.
Duran is so smart. He just
Look at
starts
him.
to lull him to sleep, and then boom, he explodes. That's what he has to do. Fight in flurries, score points when he can.
We're heading into round 4. The eyes of Roberto Duran. There's a sinister look there, even now.
There's a sinister look in Roberto Duran's eyes, even now.
Wailing away to the body in the 4th
Roberto Duran was a fucking savage. He's one of those guys, like so many great athletes, he has kind of a split personality, where if you're not competing with him, if you're not going to fight Roberto Duran, he's like the nicest guy ever. But if you were in a fight with him, he was a fucking demon. When he fought Sugar Ray, literally followed his wife around in a cab, followed her around Montreal saying, "After I beat your husband, I fuck you." And then in between the two fights, like Sugar Ray and Roberto Duran got together to like film a commercial or something, and he's like, "Roberto Duran, if he acts up at all, I'm gonna walk." Like Sugar Ray was so just fed up with Roberto Duran, and he went in there, and they both had their kids. It was some sort of like father-son competitive bullshit, and apparently Duran was like the nicest fucking guy. He was like playing with Sugar Ray's kid, which has got to be just bizarre to see someone who's at the same time so. Oh my. God damn, they just been trading. Ooh, overhand right by Duran. Barkley, right of his zone. Barkley working that left hook to the body and a right uppercut. Duran throwing hooks. Switching. Duran has such great timing on that lean back from the uppercut. That's something that you feel the uppercut coming more than you see it coming. When a guy transfers his weight back and you're touching him, you can feel that. And so for Duran, all that tells him is that I need to lean back because something big is coming, and most likely it's coming at my head. Instinctive. Ooh. Nice right hand. Barkley working them hooks to the body, trying to slow Duran down. He's an older guy, beating on his body is a pretty solid decision, especially when the guy has such great head movement like Duran does. Barkley, ooh, ooh! Oh my God! What a great fucking fight! Just trading, man. Just beating the shit out of each other. Oh my God. I need to see a slow one of that fucking sequence. That was dope. Oh, it's still another one. Duran's still coming forward, coming after the big man. Another close round. Ooh. I'm gonna say Duran edged that one. I'm going to say Duran edged that one. Again, another close round. Super tough to score. But I think Duran edged that round. How do you feel, Barkley? Feel good, baby. Alright, let's watch this. Ooh, low blow. Ooh, and he followed up with the left hook. The old nutsack left hook. How to end a street fight in 4 seconds.
Talk about Duran, how his hands are stone. He's got a chin of stone.
Look at this madness. He's beating this. And Barkley gets behind him. Duran weaves his way out, starts catching him as he's coming in.
He's from New York, we're in New Jersey, and what is this crowd yelling?
What a great fucking fight.
Just like when Davey Moore fought in his hometown against Duran.
Round 5.
We're into round 5, and if there is any discouragement on the part of Barkley because of that, I doubt that it'll show. He is a very courageous and tough performer.
Trading jabs. Oof.
It's been 4 rounds of non-stop
Bardo ducks
action.
under the
Remember,
right hand to the body.
landed a big right in the second
Gets
that
him in
seemed
the
to hurt
clinch,
Barkley.
denying
Barkley did great
Barkley a
body work
chance
in
to
the
follow
first,
up on
the
it.
third, and in the 4th, but Duran came back with some good shots toward the
It's really easy to incite a clinch as a shorter guy in most cases, because it's really easy to get up and underneath your opponent's arms like Duran does there.
Really had to be alert because Duran landed some beautiful short combinations.
And that's how, because he's so short, Duran's, I think, 5'7", and has a super short reach. So it's really easy for him to get up and underneath his opponent to get to the inside.
Scheduled for 12 for the WBC Middleweight Championship. Now
Ooh.
with Iran Barkley.
Nice 4-punch combo from Duran. 1-2 and followed by the double jab. Barkley's popping that jab too. Ooh! Big right hand from Barkley. Duran uses that head movement. He's never keeping his head in the same place. The second he gets hit, his head is somewhere else. Solid defense there. Even though he got caught. Ooh, Duran throw the 1-2. Catching him with those straight punches. Barkley fucking jumps into an uppercut.
Who's the better catcher? Who's the better pitcher?
They're both pitching and they're both catching.
Ooh.
Shot by Barkley.
Both trade body hooks and then right hooks. I mean left hooks.
Strong jab by Iran Barkley.
They just,
Everything's landing now. Just
yeah. Duran again pulls back from that uppercut on the inside.
Never would have been hit with this many punches.
Sensitivity to that punch is just ridiculous. Barkley snapped his head back hard jabs.
I just don't believe this man.
It's astonishing he's taking these punches from Barkley because
Oof.
I'll tell you folks, Iran
Barkley is
Barkley's a
the
good
widest
middleweight
fucking hook I've ever
puncher.
seen.
He's an excellent middleweight puncher.
Duran keeps ooh, even that right hand again.
Left hook, right hand.
Duran's chin is just crazy.
A lot of catching, but he hasn't been wobbled.
Ironically, Barkley is probably following their game plan.
Duran
to a T, and yet
slipping, moving,
Duran is
staying
still
away
there.
from the power
If he did
shots.
all
And
this, Duran would
landing
fall.
his own, that nice right hand.
We're in
Nice right
round
hook up
5,
close.
And it's been fought at a torrid pace right from the first round.
Ooh, double left hook followed by the right hand. Duran's doing some work. That double left hook. I love seeing fighters throw that double left hook. That's something that it's not natural. Ooh. Anyway, alright. That double left hook is not something that comes naturally to most people. Most people, when they're just learning the box, the left, right feels natural. So, in order for boxers to make themselves more unpredictable, what they'll do is they'll work on doubling up, low, and high. So, basically, when you get the first hook, it goes down to the body, so you need to drop your hand to block it. And most people, when they get hit on this side, assume that a right hand is coming. So what they'll do is either they'll turn into it more to get behind the shoulder, or they'll get up behind the wrist. And so, when you throw that second left hook, most people are not going to have the presence of mind, unless they really see it coming, which they rarely do with left hooks, are going to have the presence of mind to raise up and defend it. The double left hook is so difficult to defend, especially if you're mixing it up well. I mean, if you go out and spam left hooks, they're going to figure it out eventually. But if you're active with every punch, the double left hook can do some serious damage.
Show little signs of being tired.
I think you're right, Gil. And Al Bolden pumping up Iran Barkley, saying the longer the fight goes, the better it is for us. But that may not necessarily be the case, though you would have thought that coming in. We're in the 6th. Iran Barkley on the right of your
Duran
screen.
with the straight jab, parry and pulls.
If you didn't know that, you've been in a time capsule for the
Great
last 20
defense
years.
with the double jab. He slaps the first one down and then pulls away from the second one. Duran still working for that cross counter. He keeps looking for it.
He is, and yet Roberto Duran's had some very fine moments in this bout.
Barkley just misses. Ooh, nice left hook from Duran. Ooh, but takes a vicious counter. Vicious counter left hook from Barkley. Don't hook with a hooker. Angelo Dundee, 1971. Ali, the fight of the century, was told don't hook with a hooker. And that shit is why. Because even if you land a good hook, there's going to be something much, much harder coming back at you.
You know, Al, I just can't believe that this is the same guy that won the lightweight championship of the world for my fighter in 1970.
Oof, Barkley. The left hook, left uppercut. Excellent combination.
He's fighting for the middleweight championship.
the same way that the double left hook works, the left hook, left uppercut is another punch that opens up a hole with the first punch. The left hook, you block, you get behind your wrist on the side, but then the left uppercut will often come in between the center of your forearms. And unless you have the presence of mind to drop down on it, which most people are not going to do, again, unless they see it or feel it coming, there's no good defense for it. There's no good defense for it. And the left hook can often be used to pull an opponent's head down, which greatly increases the chance that you'll land that uppercut. If you grab behind the head and then come up with the uppercut, it's technically illegal in boxing. I have no fucking idea why, because it works well. It works well. Watch any MMA fight. Grabbing the back of the head, throwing the uppercut is far and away the best way to land the uppercut.
This round has been all Barkley up to this point, though, Al.
Yeah, he's throwing more combinations, working the body, still using that jab effectively. And so if we thought he was tired after the last round, he's shown us a second win here.
He does it right there. He grabbed Barkley by the back of the head and threw the left uppercut as he pulled his head down with his left hand. Trading uppercuts to the body, trading rights, just, well, trading.
That'll do it for round 6.
I love that the ref is noticeably smaller than Barkley, yet noticeably larger than Duran.
On occasion, there's been
It's like, yeah, it's fair. That guy used to be fucking 125 pounds. Now he's fighting this goddamn monster.
relative calm.
Yeah, Duran's corners chill as fuck. For so much having gone on, look at them. They're chill as fuck. They are professionals.
How important at this point is it for Duran to get inside the jab of Barkley? That jab is really doing well for him.
You know, Al, they say that the hardest punch you can hit another fighter is when you make him miss. What Duran has to do is make Barkley miss and nail him coming in. He's going to have to nail Barkley with some big punches to get himself back in this fight.
Iran Barkley
Comes out.
7. You see the substance over his left eye. There looked like maybe there was a minor cut there, but it hasn't developed into anything. And Ed Aliano, who of course is known as one of the best cut men in the business,
Barkley cut.
One of the other great cut men also here tonight.
Ooh. If Barkley wasn't cut before, he's cut now. That overhand right perfectly lands on the eyebrow.
The champion Iran Barkley.
Oh, Braden, more beautiful inside work.
Duran landing on the inside, so is Barkley.
Ooh. And every time Barkley's going to the body, Duran comes over the top of the body shot to land to the head.
Duran came out hard here in the 7th. Could this be his last stand in this bout?
So smart, though, inside.
Yeah, he's just Duran's sensitivity is, and this is an old man. Barkley fucking shoulders him. Nice little shoulder bump. Technically illegal. It's very rarely enforced. The shoulder bump is a very useful tool for a boxer, particularly on the inside. What you do is you just shoulder up and then throw either an overhand right or a left hook. Just bounce him up with the shoulder, and it'll create just enough space for you to come in with a punch over the top. Oof. Ran with a nice right hand. Left hook to the body. Oof. Another cross counter and a left hook on the way out. Oh my God. Oh my God, Barkley's left hook.
He's hurt, Al. First time in the fight, he's really hurt.
Oof. Barkley is trying to finish him. He thinks he can finish him. Uppercut. Look at Duran. Always working for that inside hand position. He always tries to swim his hands down to the inside and force Barkley's hands out. So he has an open line to the entire center line of Iran's body. The center line is from the middle of the forehead all the way down to the groin. And there is pretty much nothing but targets on that line. You get the inside of the eyes, inside of the eyebrows, the bridge of the nose. It's highly breakable. If you have broken your fucking nose, it sucks. Blood literally goes down your throat. You breathe it in. It sounds about as fun as it is. Obviously, the jawline, the throat. Not that that's technically legal, but if I'm throwing a shitload of punches and you catch one in the throat, like, my bad, but it happens. Go further down, you have the sternum right here, which is the muscle, I mean, not the sternum, the diaphragm, which is responsible for opening and closing the lungs in while you're breathing. And if you hit it, I'm sure every one of you has had the fucking wind knocked out of you. It sucks, but if you hit right there hard enough, you will knock the wind out of a man. You know, assuming they're not being defensively sound. It's a great target, and it's almost impossible to miss too, because it's dead center. So you have to actively defend it, meaning you have to occupy one of your hands or use your feet to avoid that blow. And when Roberto Duran swims to the inside, he has open access to all these targets. And that is one of the things that makes him such a vicious inside fighter, is his hand fighting and his sensitivity.
His manager just told him, he says, Barkley, you're in a fight. I don't think he has to be reminded of that.
I'm fairly certain Iran Barkley knew that.
Duran jabbing. Barkley trying to jab, but Duran's moving his head real well. Real well.
Barkley still had his composure, still using that left jab.
It's been a more disciplined effort by Barkley. And it's a good thing for him it has, because otherwise he would have been getting hit with a lot more. Good short left hook by Barkley.
Nice left hook. Oh!
That hurt him. Duran in trouble from the left.
Duran. Hurt. But not really. He got fucking wailed with a dead-on left hook. And Duran is just like nothing even happened. Going inside, trying to fight with him. Not telling Barkley for a second that vicious hook just hurt him. Ooh, and he lands another one. Duran's on some shaky legs, but not so shaky that you might just think there was a misstep. Duran is first off, he's a master actor. But second off, what a fucking chin. What a fucking chin on that guy. That's not a punch that most middleweights are going to eat. That's a big shot. Still going, man. Ooh, another vicious left hook from Barkley. Really looking for that left hook now. And Duran's having some serious issues with it.
Good body work by Barkley. He is remembering his game plan.
Duran landing a left hook of his own, working uppercuts, going to the body, short left hook to the head. Constant head movement.
Getting an angle on Roberto.
Big right by Barkley, but Duran lands his own right. Round 8 action. Is the operative word.
Duran just will not stop those short little punches. Very, very effective inside.
Under a half minute left to go in the 8th round, a round in which Duran was back early and has survived.
Sorry, guys. Fucking cold.
Alright. Pushes punches a little bit now.
Barkley still banging away. He definitely took this round. Barkley 100% took this round.
Again, the body work by Barkley.
Duran was hurt badly there, but
every punch in his arsenal tonight.
he just wouldn't go down. 3 or 4 good, hard left hooks, including the one. I actually might watch that one in slow-mo. Look at Barkley, fucking showboating.
It doesn't get better than this.
People are booing him. How the fuck are you booing that guy?
Keep shooting that punch, shot them up. See, when you duck right now, bring them hands high. You're trying to hit the hook to the head, duck right out and bring the shot up. I'm gonna cut right up on the knee. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Boulder wants short punches.
All right, I'm gonna slow-mo this. We are going to go half speed. Alright. So Duran throws the jab. Around Barkley comes down behind the forearm and then comes up with that left hook. And the messed up thing is that when he comes down, he's drawing a hook from Roberto Duran. Because as he comes in, he leans off to his right. Now Duran will see that opening and then try and land his own left hook. But Barkley is already, and it's outside Duran's field of vision. He can't see this left hook coming. So when Duran loads up on his left hook, Barkley's is already on the way. And it just fucking goddamn thing turned him around. I mean, serious power, some solid technique on display from around Barkley. Alright, let's watch his back in normal speed.
Look, and that wasn't a wide left hook. That was a very short hook.
See, down behind the forearm, comes up with that left hook as Duran throws his own and spins him around. The fact that Duran took that punch is ridiculous.
There's Roberto Duran. We're headed to the 9th. Many thought it would not go this far.
Round 9. Barkley Duran.
Suffered a little bit of a cut over the left eye. He's got some swelling under the left eye, but it hasn't been a major factor.
Couple more punches and that eye's going to close, though, Al. And if he blows his nose, for sure it'll close.
Remember, I ran Barkley.
Go inside, punch up.
Suffered cuts over both eyes in winning the title against Tommy Hearns, and I saw him against Jorge Amparo. He was a bloody mess in that one.
Barkley's starting to dance now a little bit. He's trying to coast through around.
Yeah. Barkley is noticeably slowed down. He's not. Nice left hook, but Duran blocked it. But Barkley is not the same fighter he was in the last round. He's trying to take a round off, get his breath back, and then come out hard for the last few rounds. Duran working on it, turning it up.
But then remember, the judge had Sugar Leonard 7 points ahead against Hagler at the end of that fight.
Close. Up close. Duran working the uppercut left hook. Y'all know I love that combo. Uppercut picks up the chin, left hook checks it. Ooh, nice right. Ducking. He's so good at getting underneath Barkley's punches, even body punches. Now part of that is because of the height disparity. Barkley is, I'm gonna say, 6 inches taller than Duran. But part of that is just Duran's head was brilliant. Rolls right underneath.
If Duran landed a big clean punch, I think it would have a big effect on Iran because he's tired. Good work.
Yeah, both guys losing a bit of steam, but still a good fight. Nice right by Duran. Barkley's eye is swelling. Barkley's eye is swelling up bad. And I think Duran is going to start to target it, so he can close around Barkley's eye.
The reason that Duran is able to do what he's doing, he's so relaxed in the ring.
Yeah, that is fucking bad, dude. His eye's closing. See, Duran leads with the right hand. He wants to do damage to that eye. He wants to make it as bad as possible. Oof. Again, that right hand. Right hand. But Barkley is countering back with his left hook. Landing some nice punches. Oof. Nice right hand, left hook combo. Uppercut. That's round. They fucking stare each other down. Oh my god. Roberto Duran's a fucking savage. Both these guys are fucking savages, but Roberto Duran is... Without Roberto Duran, there would not be a Mike Tyson. At least not with the public persona. Roberto Duran sort of pushed the limits of what was socially acceptable for a fighter to do. I mean, most people would still object. to shit he did in 1980 when he followed fucking Sugar Ray's wife around for like a week. But Duran's influence on today's fight game is immeasurable, and not just in terms of what a fighter can do to fuck with an opponent outside the ring. But yeah, Barkley's eyes get bad. Ooh, beautiful left hook from Barkley. Duran answers back. 4-punch count, 6-punch. Ah, look at him go. Look at him go. Look at him go.
I haven't a clue. The punishment he's taking from Barkley, both to the body and the head.
Still reaching with that jab. Still trying to draw a counter jab from Barkley so that Duran can go over the top of it with that right hand. He loves that cross counter. A lot of great punchers love that cross counter. Moving his head, landing the right hand, because Barkley can't see it coming anymore. His eye is almost completely shut. Almost completely shut. Barkley with a nice straight right. Ooh, there's that cross counter. Another right hand, beautiful shot. Barkley comes right back with that left hook. Comes right back with it.
Which makes him even more susceptible to get hit with the counter punch. It's been a good 10th round for Duran.
Oof. Duran's head movement away from the uppercut and underneath the left hook. Beautiful shit.
I guess he's proven that time.
He's proven to me again that he's one of the greatest fighters that ever lived.
Ooh, another cross counter. Right hand over the top of the jab. Or the left hook, but more likely the jab.
In a round in which, like the ninth, Duran has done some excellent work. Good right by Barkley, and there's the jab.
Beautiful exchange from both guys.
Remember how effective that was over the first 7 or 8 rounds.
Beautiful shit. This fight was incredible. Duran.
That chant goes up.
I'd like to point out this is like 8 miles from where Barkley fucking lived and grew up. Oh my god, Roberto Duran's head movement. Just the 4 jabs and then
landed with overhand right.
Fucking pulled away from the left hook. Ooh, right left counter from Duran. He actually puts Barkley on the ropes as a smaller guy. Ooh, another straight right. Barkley can't fucking see him coming anymore. He can't see him coming anymore. He's lost all peripheral vision, if not complete vision, in that left eye due to his swelling. Yeah, nah, he can't see shit. The fuck was that? Another great round. Another great round.
Let's go to work. Suck it up. Let's go. You heavy? Let's go. You got to win the next 2 rounds big.
Suck it up. You got to win the next 2 rounds big. Joe Cortez comes in to check. Oh, he's checking on the tape. The tape around Barkley's glove came loose. Oh my god, look at that fucking eye though.
I thought Duran in about the 7th to 8th round.
Oh, yeah, that's bad swelling. It's not on the eyelid, but the bones around the eye socket are literally the sharpest bones in the human body. So when you punch them, basically what it's doing, it's like forcing your skin down onto the edge of a knife. Especially for a guy with really sharp brow ridges like Duran Barkley has. That's why you mostly see cuts around the eyes.
You know, they like to see a guy finish strong.
Of course, the question is, how many of those early rounds did Barkley take? You haven't taken quite a few.
Beautiful right hand.
At least 3 or 4 more close.
Trading jabs.
They could be slide right over into Duran's corner.
I haven't scored it round by round. I would think Barkley's got to be ahead by at least a couple of points. But again, we've got 2 rounds left.
I disagree with that. I think I have Duran about even. I would say it's about even. Maybe Duran's up a round or two, but a lot of these rounds are fucking super close. Really hard fight to score. Both guys being very aggressive. Both guys land a lot of good punches. I feel like Duran's been a more accurate puncher, but Barkley has been a harder hitter. Barkley barking that body, nice right uppercut after the two to the body. I was looking for that left hook harder, but Duran is keeping his glove high to catch that left hook as it comes in. Fighting on the inside now. Duran's looking for that left hook. Ooh, cross counter. Left hand to the body. Duran's doing good work. Barkley. Liver shot from Duran Barkley. That had to hurt. Trading. Just trading. Right hand to the body, right hand to the head. Duran opening up on Barkley now. Part of it is Barkley is tired. Duran's been pretty consistent. I know I haven't mentioned that, but that fucking right hand to the body is serious work. But Duran has got Barkley tired, and he's starting to pour it on now.
They want Barkley on the inside, where he isn't going to be hit with that overhand right. Big right by Barkley.
Barkley comes back. Oh. Beautiful right hand that stuns him. And then a follow-up to put Duran Barkley down. In the 11th round, a fucking 38-year-old man fighting a guy way bigger than him. Still just refuses to go quietly into that good fucking night. Both guys have been hurt. Duran Barkley got knocked down. That's a clear 10-8 for Duran. Duran throwing that double right hook. One to the body, one to the head. Just like I mentioned with the left hook, you need to be a bit more square to land the right hook to the body and then the right hook to the head. But if you can land that combination, that's two of the hardest punches you can throw for a fighter fighting out of a square stance like Duran tends to do when he goes on the inside. What a fucking great fight, though. What a fucking great fight. Alright, here we got the slow up, and that right hand just stuns him. Then the left hook, right hand, left hook misses, and then the right hand finally puts him down. Beautiful. Oh, right there. See how he just stunned? That first right hand. Barkley just throws up. Stuns him.
Talk about a surgeon operating on somebody. There's a surgeon for you.
The combination by Duran puts him down. Duran Barkley has his work cut out for him on 12. The 12th and final round.
Last round. What a great fucking fight. They touch gloves now, don't they? Barkley didn't want to touch gloves in the beginning of the fight. He wants to touch gloves now. Duran earned his respect.
And as we had mentioned, after the 9th round, if Duran won the last
And
round,
look at this.
that he could get this fight.
Duran still going to that lead right hand. Because Barkley can't see it coming anymore. He cannot see it coming anymore.
Notice now, remember I mentioned, I said it looks like Roberto Duran got his 3rd win. Where he
Jabbing.
And I just felt he was strong in the box.
Still a close fight. This could still very well be a deciding round in terms of score.
Yes, Roberto Duran's for real in this bout.
He's still going to have to land another big bomb out. He can't think that he has the fight won by any stretch of the imagination.
And interestingly, it's Barkley who's pressing the attack and landing in this
Nice left hook. Barkley knows that it's very close. And so he's trying. Ooh, that was a headbutt. The headbutt. Duran put his head right into Barkley's jaw.
That's the part he wants to win.
Nice right hand. Another right hand. Left hook, right hand. Duran is just so skilled. Just still moving, slipping, still pulling back from that uppercut.
Early, Barkley was very effective. Duran started
Dipping.
back in the middle rounds, especially by the
just staying out of danger. Staying out of danger until he wants to be. And he wants to get in, and he wants to do his damage to Barkley. But he only does it when he's ready to do it. He goes in and he picks the punches. He's like, alright, I'm going to throw 1-2 left hook to the body. And part of it's instinctive. Part of it is just happening with no conscious thought whatsoever. But part of it is, you know, he's shown weakness for it. And I need to take advantage. It's weird. It's like almost a management game. Like you set the settings, but then, you know, things are just kind of gonna go as they please as a fighter, because so much of it is instinctive and a moment to moment just improvisation. And Roberto Duran is one of the best improvisers I've ever seen. Last 15. Still, Duran back on the ropes. Barkley throwing heavy shots. Duran coming back with heavy shots. Oh my god, what a great fucking fight. What a great fight. Barkley holds his hands up. Duran fucking staring him down. And like that weird karate stance he did for no fucking reason. Barkley's eye is bad. That's why Roberto Duran started leading with that right hand more, because he knew Barkley couldn't see it coming anymore. And it was far more likely to land without throwing a jab first. I disagree with this announcement. I have Duran up by, I think, 2 points. I think he would have been up around even without the knockdown. But the knockdown definitely sealed the fight. Definitely sealed the fight.
It will depend greatly on whether that was a 2 or 3 point round. Again, the judges in this fight.
What a great fight, though, from both guys. Both guys showed really good skill. Barkley's toughness and power were just amazing, and Duran's skill level and fucking power too. They hugged each other. He's like, "Ah, you're a bad motherfucker too. I like you. I fucking like this guy. He's got moxie and shit. And look at him. That's beautiful to me. Like, these two dudes who are just quite literally trying to kill each other. He's like, hey, buddy, you're all right. You know what I mean? I know, like, I can't see out of my right eye, but out of my left eye because of you, but, like, I like this guy. You know? He's got the worthy opponent.
Early on, Iran Barkley.
Here we go. Oh, that left hook. Bam! God damn. God damn what a left hook that was.
And yet, come back he did. Here's the 11th.
Now let's just watch.
It's the knockdown. Watch, it's the right hand that stuns him. Bam! And Iran is just done. Left hook comes in, starts pushing him back, and that last right hand finishes him off. Earns Roberto Duran 2-point round in the 11th, and in all likelihood seals the fight for him. What a good fight, though. Both guys.
We're waiting to find out. God knows how we'd see him even if he did have the decision. Iran Barkley feeling very much that he won this fight. He has a strong case.
Man, fuck all those people. You really gonna boot that guy? Dude put in a great fight. Oh, look at young ass Michael Buffer. He looks like a broke Seth MacFarlane.
We can get the decision from him.
You're good, you punch hard. You're good, you punch hard. Yeah, knows no fucking English. You don't need language when you can do this to each other. Michael Buffer. Fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Good for you, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Yay! The microphone works. Not Roberto Duran's the shit, though.
Can you hear that?
Fuck it. Just yell it. Somebody yell it. Oh shit, everyone's booing. Everyone's booing Michael Buffer now because the fucking microphone won't work. Oh, this is tragic. Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, man. Felt good, man. Felt good, man. Yeah, getting the shit beat out of me. It felt good, bro. Well, this tiny Panamanian closed my eye completely.
He looks for all the world like he absorbed big punishment, but he gave out a lot to Roberto Duran.
Oh my God.
Question of the one guy working at 3 minutes, the other guy throwing beautiful combinations, taking advantage of every opportunity. Whether Duran gets this decision or not, he has gained my respect as one of the greatest fighters that ever lived.
Oh yeah, because you didn't fucking deserve that beforehand.
As well,
No, fuck that guy.
It's bound to be a close one any way you look at it. Probably a split decision. We're still waiting for Michael Buffer to be able to give us the decision. The ring.
How fucking long does this go on for?
A recap. Roberto
Can we get a...
hurt in the 8th round, hurt in the 2nd, but coming back to knock Barkley down in the 11th.
Alright, looks like... Alright, I'm gonna skip ahead here because there's
Fairly decent
a minute.
12th round, but was it enough?
Alright, now they got the shit together.
Decision.
Or they don't. For fuck's sake. Come on. God, this has got to be such a long wait for these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision.
He's just fucking screaming.
Round scores about 116 to 113 for Barkley.
Barkley.
I can see it. It's not a bad scorecard, but I think Duran was bad in this one.
118, 112 for Duran.
I think that's lopsided.
Tommy Kazmarek scores it 116 to 112 for the winner. And no.
115 and 112. That's a realistic scorecard. What was it?
Tells you who's champion.
116 to 108. That second judge. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know what the fuck he watched.
Duran is shocking, as is 116-112 for Duran.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they were captured by Duran's ring generalship.
Well, who gives a fuck? It's a great fight.
And they forgot about
Wins and losses matter, but when you have two guys who put on a fight like that,
He's won his 4th world
are you telling me you wouldn't want to watch those guys fight again? Even if it was against other opponents? Like both those guys put in a great performance and absolutely deserve all the respect in the world. What a great fight.
Your name, sir?
Alright, people. I am done. Quick shout outs before I go. Shout out, as always, Southpaw Seamus in Arizona. My Free Stones people. Derek, you better fucking watch this or I'm gonna whoop your ass. I don't care if you train with Ray Oliveira and shit, I'll whoop your ass. Shout out to my girlfriend who is at work right now, which is a change because this is my first day off in like 9 days, and the only reason I'm able to make this video for you guys. But she's at work right now, and she's leaving tomorrow. So hopefully I should have a lot more of these fucking videos coming up in the next week. I'm going to try and do at least one a day for the next week. Alright, also I should have an article out by the end of the day over on Imager. If you're not on my tag list, leave a dot there, upvote, you know the fucking deal. Likes, subscribe, the things, do the stuff. Alright, peace guys.